I had a one-night stay over New Year's break in my 3rd year. I slept alone on the whole floor, while I was awake and reading a book. Suddenly, I heard someone walking on the floor. I looked out. No one was there. I put the latch on the door. The time was well past midnight. Just in case, I put the phone closer to me, but it was read without enthusiasm. There was a sharp bam, 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 bam at the window. I jumped out of bed in what I was, rushed to the door, and the lights went out in the room. I pull at the door, yelling in my own voice, but it's closed. I'm already covered in frost from fear, barely opened the door. In socks, I ran to the room to the commandant and knocked on the door. Frantically, about 5 minutes later, she opened the door asleep, and I'm there in a t-shirt, shorts and socks with square eyes and a mini brick factory. Drank tea, and we went together to see what happened in my room. As a result, a dry branch was knocking on the window and the light went out because the bulb had worked out, but I never slept again that night. I woke up in the middle of the night to something pulling at my blanket. Looking down, I saw a large silhouette trying to climb onto my bed. I panicked, turned on the light, and found that it was my dog trying to drag a huge teddy bear to me. It was terrible at the time, but now it just seems ridiculous. Every dog has a way to communicate that it needs to go outside. My previous dog, Toy the poodle, just came up and barked. One day we were watching a movie when she came into the room and started barking. I get up to let her out, but she just jumps up and lies down on my chair. This sly one made me get up to take my place. One day they gave us a puppy, and despite his small age, he was already knee-high. We put a collar on him, but we didn't have time to educate him, and the little one ran away for the whole day. I returned home in the evening, and there was a note in the collar. "You don't have to feed him. He's already eaten our sneakers, your neighbor's." My dog is obsessed with my underwear and always pulls it out of the laundry basket. Last winter, we just had a mountain of snow that didn't melt for a couple of weeks. And when it finally melted, guess what I found? 3 of my underpants were lying in the yard for everyone to see. My dog is the smartest bastard I've ever met. When he starts chewing something that he knows he can't touch, he puts his toy on such a thing. And when I notice that the dog is chewing on a forbidden toy, he quickly switches to this toy, as if he was only messing with it all the time. He also likes to walk on the back of the sofa like a cat. He even sleeps on it, despite the fact that he weighs more than 30 kilograms. I had a cat that once lived in a barn and was reputed to be a magnificent mousetrap. And I also had a hamster. And one day he ran away. When I noticed this, I immediately mentally said goodbye to him, because he had no chance. And then I hear the cat is yelling from the kitchen, "Meow da meow." Well, I went to take a look, and there's an oil painting. A hamster is cornered, and a cat is guarding it and meowing at me, like, "Hey, dude, is this yours?" My parents and I have an African grey parrot that has learned to tease my brother's dog. African grey parrots imitate voices very well, so using my brother's voice, he calls the dog, "Sable, Sable, come here." And when the dog appears, the parrot yells, "Get out of here!" and laughs his head off. They took the cat to the village for the summer. He quickly got used to it, and began to disappear all day long. In order not to get lost, we decided to put a collar on him. We wrote that the cat's name is Max. He lives there. The next day, the cat returns, and a note is attached to the collar. Actually, this is our cat Mars. He has been living with us since the beginning of the summer. Call me, we need to talk. That's how we found out that our sly man has settled in. Well, he has a hearty breakfast at home, then goes to the new owners at the other end of the village. They think that he spent the whole night thinking. They treat him abundantly, iron him, let the hard workers sleep. In the late afternoon, the tailed one eats at a party again, and then comes to us. They say he has been starving all day. Feed him soon. He gets food, spends the night with us, and in the morning goes back to the other end of the village. Brilliant! My cat doesn't like to drink water from a bowl. She always knocks it over and then licks the liquid off the floor. We got tired of walking on a wet floor every day, so we fixed a bowl of water between two heavier objects so she couldn't tip it over. But the cat thought of this. She ran away, jumped on a rotating office chair, and it flew towards the bowl. Hit it, water splashed on the floor. It seems to me that she is well versed in elementary physics and knows how to use tools to get her way. In the end, we found a solution. We bought a small fountain for the cat, and since then we have had no problems. I had a very bad day. I was sitting in my room and crying. My parrot started screaming in the cage, so I pulled it out. He jumped on my shoulder, put his head on my cheek and started saying, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay." He said it over and over again. I was shocked. It is with these words that I calm my parrot at night, if he is afraid of harsh car horns or other sounds. But I never thought that he could understand my sadness and tell me the same thing to comfort me the same way I comfort him. My friend works in the search and rescue service. One day, a child got lost in the forest. She asked his parents if there was a dog in the family. It turned out that there is. Then the friend told them, "Ask the dog where the baby is." The parents said that the dog was not trained to search, but still complied with the request, and the dog ran into the woods and led them straight to the lost baby. Our cat recently broke down. My daughter begged for a parrot, but my husband and I were worried because we didn't know how the bird would get along with our beloved predator. At your own risk, you bought a parrot in a pet store, brought it home. Your daughter was over the moon with happiness. At first, the cat carefully watched what was happening, then came to get acquainted, did not leave the cage. A week later, they sleep next to each other, and the cat thinks that the parrot is her child. She licks him, protects him, feeds him fish. I have the laziest cat in the world. He got mad a couple of years ago after sterilization. Now this carcass weighs 15 kilograms, big, clumsy, and clumsy. He only eats and sleeps all day. Even toys can't make him run around the apartment. A week ago, we went to visit my mother-in-law for a couple of days. She has a private house in the village. So the cat just came to life. He began to move, run after butterflies, chase the neighborhood cats. My husband and I are joking, they say, and did not know that our fat man can run. And the cat also remembered about his hunting instincts. I woke up in the morning because he wakes me up with his paw. He dragged a lizard in his teeth, straight to bed. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes. Share your stories and impressions in the comments, and maybe your story will become a masterpiece in one of our upcoming videos. Let's dive into the world of slimes and stories together.